Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Making 3, and yes, today I'm gonna be giving you part 15 of What If Naruto was the ultimate Saiyan. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto got his powers from a dying god over an anime king. So and enjoy that guys, and stay tuned for a brand new episode coming over in making. If you're new, yes, you heard that correctly. I did have 3 channels, and making 2 and making 3, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the making family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Links will be down in the description for you guys to go ahead and check it out and enjoy. And also guys, remember to turn on that bell notification to see exactly when I post. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last spot we left off, Kabuto was pissed off. His master was eviscerated from this world by the hands of one Naruto Uzumaki. He was angered by this. At the moment though, he could not do anything to stop Naruto, as they just lost big time. But now that Orochimaru was gone, he took up the mantle as a leader of the zone. He called back all the members that had survived. He even called Gorin and the others, seeing that the Zone 4 was wiped away. He even had Kimimaro as he decided to help Kimimaro survive, as he would be needed in the future against his war against one Naruto Uzumaki. He would no longer be the lackey this time, he would be in charge. While that was going on, the Akatsuki met up once again. Usually, their talks included Jinchuriki's but the problem was not the Jinchuriki but her brother, Naruto, as he was stronger than they expected. Strength, and not to mention they used a weird form of chakra that Zetsu did not know exactly what it was. It felt like chakra and it was similar but it was different in a way, and it allowed him to do amazing things. Kissa meant that she had fled after they had saw Jiraiya, but Naruto was actually able to hold them back, showing how strong he was, and he was just 16 years old. Imagine how stronger he would be in a few years. As they were worried about that, but Pain said that he would handle it. For now, they just had to keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, Mito was disappointed as she never expected to see Tsunade like this. Tsunade went and she spoke badly about the third. That pissed Naruto off as she challenged him. Mito warned her not to fight her brother at this time, as he was angry, angrier than she ever saw him before. But Tsunade shrugged it off, only for her to realize that the kid was a lot stronger than she thought. But it was not his fist that hurt her, it was his words. He broke her down as she started crying, as he reminded her so much of Dowaki and Dan and the things that he said. It really gutted at her. In the end though, he convinced her. He gave her hope once again where there was none, to become the Hokage of the village that had taken so much away from her, but he inspired her, he changed her. She ended up punching him away though, right in the face for the devastating hit that he gave her this earlier. So with that, they returned back to Konoha, as Tsunade became the Hokage of the village. Several new things happened. For one, Sasuke started his training back again with Kakashi once he was out of the hospital and fine, after his little spat with Itachi. Sasuke did not know that Itachi had confronted Naruto, as Naruto figured it best that Itachi did not come across Sasuke for now, allow him to get as strong as possible. As for Jiraiya, he wanted to take Mito out of the village. Because of his spy network, he could not stay in one place for too long, and he wanted to train her to better control the power of the Kyuubi. As Naruto spoke to Mito, who agreed, as she wanted to get stronger. It would be a bummer not to see her friends and her brother, but she promised to get as strong as possible. They said their goodbyes as she hit the road with Jiraiya, as she promised to become stronger once she came back. A few years passed, 3 to be exact. Samui was still in the village, as she was the first person to be a allied shinobi force. She could be a ninja of Kumo and fight for Kumo, and not to mention, fight for Konoha as well. As the dealing between Kumo and Konoha has gotten stronger, caused a lot of jealousy to rise, especially with Hidden Stone. As Kumo and Konoha are now allied, and not to mention Kiri was now allied with Konoha as well, because of one Super Saiyan. As Naruto had found out about his heritage, well, he did not know much, but he knew that he was not exactly from this planet. From what Inuichi had told him what he saw in his mind when he was younger, but that didn't make much sense. But he saw there was markings on the pod that he came in. It said Saiyan. Considering his new form, he decided to go by Super Saiyan. His name spread far and wide through the entire elemental nation of his deeds, helping in the rebellion attack in Kiri, saving several other villages. Because of him, Konoha has gotten ties with several other nations out there. The Hidden Stone was left out of the fraction though, as the 4 great nations were connected the sand to Konoha by Gaara, who was now a close confidant of the Leaf. The Raikage who respected Naruto, and not to mention the new Mizukage, Mitarumi, who was all thankful for the boy that helped save them in the Civil War when things were getting bad. But it was no time for the forces behind the shadows to move out. The Akatsuki were moving once again. Kabuto had been plotting and planning for the past 3 years. As he knew that Naruto was strong, he would make sure that he fall. As everything was ready to move, as Mito had been training non-stop for the past 3 years with Jiraiya, and now she was ready to return back home. So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across to please check out for yourself. So to begin this new episode, we begin this new episode at Hokage's office. Tsunade had a smile on her face. "Well, you've certainly grown," she said, as Mito was standing inside, as she was wearing a mesh shirt. She had a green vest over it, with a golden obi tied around her waist, and black pants, and high thigh boots. Her headband tied to keep the bangs out of her face, as her long red hair was tied up in a ponytail and went down into her back. Standing beside her was Jiraiya. "Where is he?" said Mito as she looked around. "I'm surprised he's not here yet." "Sorry, but he's currently on a mission." "He is? But don't worry, he'll be back by today. But the others are here. I'm sure they're dying to see you after 3 long years. And I'm dying to see what you're capable of now. Jiraiya has been sending me reports that you've grown quite well." "Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I will not disappoint you," said Mito. "And that's what I wanted to hear," said Tsunade. Time skip. As Mito was in an embrace with one of her best friends, Hinata Hyuga. As Mito stepped back, as she looked Hinata over, Hinata had grown out her hair a bit, not too long though, as it stopped right at her neck, but it was longer than before. She was no longer wearing that oversized jacket. Instead, she was wearing a light blue, sleeveless shirt, as it was a black wrap tied around her waist. As the shirt went down past the black wrap, she was wearing black shorts underneath, with thigh-high boots as well. Her pouch was strapped to her thigh. "It seems that both of us has grown quite well," said Hinata as she looked towards her best friend. "Well, you in more ways than I." Hinata blinked, before Mito pointed towards her chest, as she blushed in embarrassment. "Yeah," as she poked her fingers together. "They just keep on growing." "You know that's not really bad, right?" said Mito, as Hinata blushed in embarrassment. Mito smiled as she placed her arm around her shoulder. "So, how have you been?" "Well, a lot has happened over the past couple of years. I even went on a few missions with your brother, and Sasuke as well." "Really?" "Yes. You know, right? About his new title." "Yeah, I've heard about him even far out in the east." "The Super Saiyan," said Mito. "Yes, he has become quite powerful. And not to mention he was able to stop the civil war that was happening at Kiri. Yeah, I heard about that. He saved a lot of people there. I heard it's been going on for a long time. And now Kiri and Konoha are allies because of him. As Mito smiled, yeah, he's done a lot. As she clenched her fist, I'm gonna make my mark on the world as well, just like he has. Well, of course you're going to. Come on, you're you, said Hinata. As Mito smiled, what about you, she said. What have you been up to? Well, I have been getting some training from Lady Snatty. Really? Yes. She started a medical program. Along with myself, Ino, Soccer, and several other kunoichis. She's been teaching the art of medical ninjutsu. She's also helped me to refine my Jayugen with her super strength technique. How so? Well, the style of fighting that she used never really fit me, so I was able to ask her permission to incorporate it in my Jayugen, and she agreed. Whoa, you must have gotten a lot stronger than Hinata. As Hinata blushed, in thanks. What about Sasuke? What about him? Well, he's been all around with Kakashi-sensei. I've heard that they went on several missions. I've went on a few missions with him, said Hinata, as her face turned a bit red. As Mito quirked the eyebrow at that. Is there something that you're not telling me? No, said Hinata. Come on, Hinata. You're not a really good liar. And I'm your best friend. I know when you're lying. As Hinata looked down. Come on, Hinata. I'm not gonna bite. What's wrong? Well, it's me and Sasuke, she said. Finally, said Mito. Did something happen? Wait, what? Said Hinata. You knew? Well, there were signs from like 3 years ago. The long glances. The way you look at him, and sometime I saw him looking at you. But I didn't want to say anything to ruin it. So did something happen? Well, we went on this mission together and we were alone. As Hinata poked her fingers together, acting all nervous now. Come on, Hinata. You've broken out of that habit a long time ago. Why are you so nervous now? Hinata took a breath. Fine. We kissed. Mito's eyes went wide as she hugged her and congratulations. Hinata stepped back confused. What's wrong? Well, we decided not to pursue anything. Why not? Well, you. How do I fit in? Well, you're our best friend. And we're part of Team 7 and we didn't want to ruin anything between us, so we decided not to pursue anything until we spoke to you about this. He should have been here for me to tell you along with him. But you forced it out of me, Hinata said. Come on, Hinata. Do you really think I would decline any of this? I mean, the two of you are my best friends. Seeing you together makes me only happier. Really? Of course. So, was it good? Hinata's face turned red as she mumbled something as Mito simply laughed as the both of them continued to walk before someone came crashing down. As they saw the person, a rather large dog. I knew it. Mito, is that you? Said Kiba. Oh, hey Kiba-kun, she said. I guess you sniffed me out, huh? Whoa, is that Akamaru? Yeah, said Kiba. He's gotten so big. Oh, really? I didn't even notice. I guess I've been hanging out with him for too long. I don't really focus on that. Are you crazy? Look at him. He's so large you can ride on him now. I remember he used to be on your head. Can he still do that? As Kiba chuckling scratched the back of his head. I guess not. Well then you can see. He's large. As Akamaru barked. Mito, you surely grown, said Kiba, as he couldn't keep his eyes off her. Yes, everyone has. It has been 3 years, Kiba. Well, yeah. How about I get the others back together, said Kiba, and we all reunite. It's been a long while since we all catch up after all. We've been on missions non-stop lately. Konoha has been getting a fluctuation of missions ever since your brother started to bring a lot of more company towards the village. My brother? Yeah. You did hear about what he did, right? In the several villages around the nation that are now allied to Konoha. You know, I went on a mission with him, and I must say, he's awesome, said Kiba, as Mito smiled at that. I mean, we were facing off against an A-rank Missinin, and he couldn't even touch Naruto. He was like, well, he simply raised his hand and it was his force that had hit the man and sent him flying through several trees. He's really awesome. His name has been spreading all around. The Super Saiyan, whatever that means. But it sounds cool, said Kiba. Yes it does, said Mito. As she made her way to reunite with everyone else. As she saw her friends, Shikamaru, Shino, everyone, Ino, as all of them, she reunited with them. Sasuke was not here at the moment as he was on a mission with Kakashi, as her brother was also on a mission as well. She could not find Neri anywhere. Neji had mellowed out a lot, to her surprise, as he was the one that told her that Neri was not here, as he did not know where she was. She shrugged. She supposed they would all come around soon enough, as she couldn't wait to see her brother. Later that day, Sasuke returned back first from his mission, along with Kakashi, as he reunited with her. Whoa, said Mito, you gotten so tall, as she measured her head next to Sasuke, as he was a bit taller than her. Well, you have certainly changed as well, as she moved forward and hugged him. It's good to see you. You too, he said. So, she said that smile. I heard that you and Hinata have been... His eyes widened. She told you? Yeah, sorry about that. I kind of forced it out of her. She told me that she was supposed to wait until he returned, but I kinda got out of her first. But I'm surprised though. Who made the first move? Was it you? Knowing you, I doubt it, right? Actually, it was me, said Sasuke. Really? Yeah, Sasuke said. He knew that Mito was not gonna stop pestering him until she got what she wanted. So it's better if he just told her. Sasuke didn't know what it was. It happened a year ago. Even before that he knew that something was there, but he decided not to follow up on it because it was not really important in the moment, right? He wanted to kill Itachi, but it was something that Naruto said to him while they were on the mission. As Naruto had managed to bring up Itachi in their conversation, when he saw that Sasuke was still on the path of nothing but vengeance. Yes, he deserved answers for why Itachi did what he did, and he deserved to pay as well. But it seems like he wanted nothing else, as Naruto was the one that changed his mind. He told him a few words that struck Sasuke deep. What after revenge? That was what he said. What after revenge? That got him thinking for a long time about his life now. His life with Mito, Hinata, his sensei, his friends, how things have changed. His heart was no longer filled with nothing but hatred. And, well, a few months after, he got on a mission with Hinata, and they were left alone. And he didn't know what the hell took over him. But yeah, it happened, and he was the one that made the first move. They decided not to pursue it until they talked to Mito after all. She was their best friend and they were on Team 7. They were like a close unit. And they might just end up ruining things. What if she was against this? Even though they knew that she was not gonna be against it. Perhaps it was just a formality. They had not told anyone else, especially. Hinata has not told her father or anyone. They saw each other in secrets a few times, but they did not do anything else other than talk, as they kept straight to their words and waited. And well, now was the time, seeing that Mito would return. Time skip, the next day. As Naruto returned back to the village, as he made his way towards Tsunede's office. Arriving inside, Tsunade looked up as she saw him. Later than I expected, brat, she said. As Naruto sighed, well, the mission went sideways, said Naruto. You know, I'm not surprised, said Tsunade. So what happened now? Well, it turns out that the land of Star, the orb that was there, is not exactly man-made. It's a meteor that came from space. And Setsu, the leader of the village, his brother, well, he stole it. And I tried to stop him, but before I got there, he kind of ate it. He what? Said Tsunade. He ate it, said Naruto. You mean the thing that has been infusing people with strange power by a simple touch? Exactly, said Naruto. He went crazy, and he started to destroy everything around him. Until he exploded, becoming this weird see-through purple thing. And he couldn't control it. And the amount of power that he was able to gather, it was gonna go boom. And that would have wiped out the entire village, killing countless of people. What did you do, said Tsunade. Something risky, said Naruto. Well, concerned that you're still here. It panned out, said Tsunade. Yeah, said Naruto. For a moment there, though, I think it would not. What did you do, Naruto, she said. I flew him out into space. I couldn't hit him with any attacks. I thought he was gonna blow up. So I grabbed him and brought him out into space. You what? I did exactly what I just said Naruto. Turns out I can't breathe in space. Why would you think that, she asked? Well, considering my whole history and all, said Naruto. Tsunade sighed. So what happened? Well, I threw him as hard as I could. And that is a very, very, very far distance. He kind of exploded. And the explosion threw me back. But I covered myself in ki. So I was fine, said Naruto. And the village was protected. And countless was saved. Tsunade sighed. That is a risky, stupid move that you did. But considering who you are, you're the only one that can do it. And not to mention, if you hadn't, countless would have died. Yeah, that's not the only thing that happened, said Naruto. What else, she asked. As Naruto pulled out the space rock, Tsunade blinked several times. Why do you have that? When he exploded, came falling back down to earth. I took it. Concerned if it ended up in the wrong hands once again, it would just be trouble. How are you holding on to it? I'm not sure, said Naruto. It tried to overpower me, but I guess I was stronger. But it doesn't seem to be a threat anymore. I've kind of infused with my ki to keep it stable. And when I return my ki back to my body, the energy from the rock is gone. So you absorbed it, said Tsunade. In a way, said Naruto. As he placed in her decks, she poked it with her pen. So it's nothing but a piece of rock right now, she asked. I guess, said Naruto. Well then, job well done. You did not only save a village, but you stopped any future problem from happening, she said to him. As Naruto sat down on the couch. Are you tired, she said. I've never seen you exhausted before. No, I'm not tired, said Naruto, I'm just wondering about something. And what's that? It's Neri, said Naruto. Oh, your little friend. What's wrong, Tsunade asked. She's been acting strange ever since. A few months ago. It's like she is trying to actively avoid me. Did you do something? Asked Tsunade. Not that I can recall, said Naruto. But every time I try to find her or speak to her, well, she leaves. I'm sure that you will sort it out, said Tsunade. But I have some good news for you. Mito is back. Really? She's here? She came back yesterday, actually. As Naruto hopped to his feet. Go on, she said. We'll talk later. And with that, he made his way out of the office. Time skip. As Naruto opened his door, the moment he did, he was hugged. As he looked down, well, he didn't have to look that far. She'd gotten so tall. As he hugged her back, he backed away from her as he looked her over. Mito, you've grown. As he was surprised, she was so tall. As she had a smile on her face, before she pouted. You're still taller than me though, she said. If I was at least taller than you, I could hold that over your head. As Naruto chuckled at that, maybe someday, he says, he patted her on the head. Hey, I'm not a baby anymore, she said. You're still my little baby sister, he told her, and you will always be. As he slipped off his sandals and stepped inside the house. As there was no one else inside. Come, said Naruto. Tell me all that you've been up to. As the both of them made their way towards the couch. Oh, before that, she gave him a note. Samui said that she would be back soon. As Naruto took the note and read it over, before he nodded as he sat on the couch with her. As they talked for a real long while until Samui returned a few hours later with a few things. The both of them had a lot to talk about after all. She's been gone for a long while now. But tomorrow was a little test that Tsunade had planned. The next day, as Naruto stood in the arena of the Chunin exams, as he was looking up towards Tsunade, who was smiling down at him. Why isn't Kakashi doing this? Said Naruto. Well, actually, he was the one that recommended you, saying that you were the best, want to test them. Figure, said Naruto. He's just too lazy to do it. Tsunade shrugged. But he's right though, you're the best one to do this. Up in the stands, Samui was up there, Jiraiya, all of the Konoha rookies, and the Jonin senses as well. Guy, Osama, Kurnai, all of them were up there, as they were here to see the improvement of their genins. Sasuke has not really shown anything that he has developed over the past few years because it has been non-stop missions with Kakashi alone, so Tsunade has not been able to test what he was now capable of. Although, both him and Hinata were Chonins, but Mito was still a genin since she had left. But Tsunade was here to test to see how far they have come. Hinata was her student, as she had trained her part-time, as she had let her train for the past 5 months on her own, in her family Jayukin style, so she wanted to see how far she has come, upon mixing the two styles of fighting. I should be the one down there, testing my skills against Naruto, said Kiba. I have already sent a report to the Hokage about you, Kiba. What? Said Kiba as he looked towards Kurnai. Yes. She has asked all Jonin senseis to estimate the strength of the new generation. And what did you say? I gave a fair and honest report, said Kurnai. But what exactly, Kiba asked? That is not important right now, said Kurnai, as Kiba sighed before he focused towards the fight down below. Still, I should be the one down there testing my skills against Naruto, to show him how strong I am. You're like a fanboy, said Sakura. I'm not, said Kiba. It's just, I want to show him how strong I am, and prove to him I've got stronger. I went on a few missions with him back a few years ago, and let's just say I didn't perform that all too well, but I've grown now, so I want to show him how strong I've gotten. I'm sure you will get your chance, said Shino. But when, said Kiba. Meanwhile, as Naruto watched as Hinata, Sasuke, and Mito come towards them. Well, said Naruto, it seems like it will be 3-on-1. Is that real fear, said Sasuke. We wouldn't want to humiliate you too badly. As Naruto chuckled a bit. We'll try not to hurt me too much, Sasuke, he said. We will do our best not to hurt you, Naruto-san, said Hinata, as Naruto simply smiled. You're going down, brother, said Mito. No, that's the fighting spirit I'm looking for, said Naruto. All of you, come at me with all that you got, after all. This is an evaluation test to see how far have you come after 3 years. Especially you, Mito. You've been out of the village. I want to see what you're capable of now. I've gone on a mission with you two before, but it's been a couple of months. So give me all you got. You heard him, said Tsunade. He can take it. Throw everything that you have learned towards him. I want to see what you're all capable of now. Alright, begin! As Naruto stood there. Well then, said Sasuke as Hinata, activate her Byakugan. Sasuke's Sharingan sprang to life, as 4 chains erupted from Mito's back, as Naruto motioned for them to come. Sasuke was the first one to pull the kunai as he tossed it, right towards Naruto's face as Naruto tilted his head. The kunai passed them, only for chains to break from the ground, as they were about to wrap around his midsection. But Naruto grabbed said kunai while flipping in the air as the chains came after him. He twisted his grip and stabbed right through the link of the chains, as he forcefully buried the chains in the ground. Hinata flashed behind him, her palm thrust out to hit him in the back, only for Naruto to flip over her, as he landed behind her and pushed her in the back. She fell forward, but Naruto watched her as she skidded her feet around and twists. She then spin as a dome of chakra appeared and slammed right into him, knocking him back. Sasuke flashed behind him in mid-air. His fist pulled back as he launched it to knock Naruto out of the air, only for Naruto to turn and smile up towards him. Chains reached out and grabbed Sasuke as he was pulled away from the vicious punch that he would have received. As in mid-air Naruto glanced down towards Mito, she shot several more chains down towards him, as Naruto dodged in mid-air as he was maneuvering around. After all, he could fly, but he wasn't going to use that against them as most shinobis could not fly, as he landed back on his feet, only for Sasuke to break from the ground, as his fist was gonna deliver a vicious uppercut to Naruto. Hinata was already behind him as Mito was in mid-air, forming a Rasengan. They had gotten faster, all 3 of them, as Naruto took in a breath, filling his throat with ki before he exhaled. The breath that came out was nothing normal. The wind was enormous as all three of them were launched away. Up in the stands, whoa, did you see that, said Kiba? He merely exhaled and all of them were sent flying. Kiba, stop being a fanboy, said Sakura. He's just awesome, said Kiba. He's not lying, said Shino. He is awesome. Naruto is burning with the flames of youth, said Lee. He has only gotten stronger with time. I wish to also test my youth against him to see how I match up. As Kakashi was reading his book, but he was paying attention. Kakashi, you should be the one down there testing your students. After all, you're the leader of Team 7. Well, Naruto was a better tester anyway. He would make sure that they give him all that they can take, without suffering too much damage. But what about the other arts, like Genjutsu? He won't be able to put that on them, said Kurenai. Trust me, if they can outlast Naruto, or even outmaneuver him, they should be powerful enough to handle themselves. Regarding Genjutsu, just you watch and see. It's about to get a bit more hectic. Back down the arena, as Naruto watches Team 7 pick themselves up, he smiled. Well then, are you guys ready to kick it up a notch? We thought you would never ask, said Mito. She glanced towards Sasuke and then she glanced towards Hinata. The three of them nodded before they pulled out smoke packs, as they threw them on the ground. As Naruto took in another breath before he blew the smoke away, they were gone. He looked around, only for chains to burst on the ground as they went high up in the sky. But they did not attack him at all. Instead, they started to crack with lightning. As Naruto was surprised, she could imbue her chains with nature now. They came down towards him fast, only for the ground underneath him to erupt, as a massive earth wall rose him up in the sky, forcing him to go right towards the electrified chain. A sound plan, said Snatty. Let's see if it will capture him. As she smiled, as Shizune looked on as well. As Naruto was being hurled up towards the electrified chains, he raised his hand as he created a spear of ki and stabbed it forward, breaking the chain link. As he looked down towards Mito, who was smiling at him, that is when he noticed something was thrown towards him. It was Hinata. She was spinning in mid-air like a gate, her palm thrust out, filled with chakra, inches away from him. As Naruto turned his body at the last moment, shocking her and the others at his speed. Well, they should have expected this. He grabbed her leg and swung her as he swung her right into Sasuke, who caught her. The group was now on the ground as Naruto stood above them. You're gonna have to work a lot harder than that. Because now, said Naruto as he cracked his knuckles, I'm gonna start hitting back. The group shifted back in their stance as Sasuke put Hinata back on her feet. Before Naruto moved as he appeared in front of Sasuke, Sasuke ducked under the blow that seemed to twist the very air above him, only for Naruto to stomp his leg in the ground, cracking it, causing Sasuke to step back as the place was shaking. He dodged Mito's fist as he grabbed her wrist and swung her, throwing her into Sasuke as she was sent rolling along with him. Hinata flashed behind him in a burst of speed. As Naruto turned, she dropped her body in a stance. You're in my field of definition, she said. As she moved forward, he might not have chakra in his course, but he can still be paralyzed. Hinata lashed out with 2 strikes, but Naruto blocked them with his palm. As she lashed out once again, but he was blocking them. His hand was covered in a strange white glow, as he blocked each and every one of her 64 strikes. She sent a vicious roundhouse kick towards him, but he grabbed her leg and twisted her, before he threw her up in the air. He then raised his hand and yelled, as there was a burst of ki that hit her right out of the sky, as she crashed on the ground. Sasuke flashed in front of Naruto, blade out, as he swinged it. Naruto ducked, as it sliced off a few of his hair, only for Mito to burst from underneath the ground. He used the headhunter jutsu, as she grabbed onto his legs and pulled him down while flipping out herself. Sasuke then brought down his sword as Naruto erupted from the earth and smashed the ki ball right in the sword, knocked it away from Sasuke before he delivered a brutal palm strike to Sasuke's stomach, throwing him back. His hand was then wrapped up by Mito's chains but Naruto yanked her forward. But that is what she wanted. As she flashed two quick hand signs. Wind style. Ear palm, she said as she slammed both hands in his chest, throwing him back viciously as he crashed into the wall hard. The moment he was down, he heard a chirping sound. Chidori Senbon, said Sasuke as he launched several dozen Chidori Senbon towards Naruto. As Naruto got up, with a yell, they were all blown away. 8 tetragrams, empty palms, said Hinata as she released nothing but forces of chakra towards Naruto as they slammed into his back, knocking him forward. Sasuke then moved his 2 hands covered in lightning. Lightning release, piercing vision, he said. The place went white as Naruto covered his eyes, as Mito chains wrapped around his mid-stomach and yanked him forward, pulling him right towards her as she pulled her off his back. She drove it right in his face as she sent him sailing away as he crashed on the ground. They got him, said Kiba, as he was surprised. Had Team 7 really gotten that strong to take down Naruto? As he saw firsthand how strong Naruto was, well, he thought he did. So how was this even possible? As Naruto got back to his feet, blinding your opponent before taking him down. Good move, said Naruto. But if you want to take me down, you're gonna have to work a bit harder than that. The ground shifted as Naruto was behind Sasuke. Sasuke turned with his blade, only for Naruto to grab it with his 2 fingers. Sasuke started to exert pressure, but Naruto simply smiled. He yanked the blade forward before, BAM! A vicious gut punch of Sasuke caused Sasuke to drop his chin on Naruto's shoulder as Naruto released him as he fell to the ground. He then felt something as he turned to see a swirling ball moving towards him. As he reached out to dodge the Rasengan, but Mito poof, revealing Hinata that strike him right in the shoulder. She thought that she had struck him enough to put him down, but Naruto grabbed her hand before he lifted her up and used her to knock the incoming Mito away, before he threw her away as well. As the team was now on the ground, as they all start to rise once again, as Naruto smiled, the will to never give up. That is what I was looking for. Come at me, Team 7, he said. Sasuke's Sharingan started to swirl. As Naruto felt the air saturated with chakra, Mito slammed her hand together before there was an orange cloak. As it started to blaze around her like fire, her eyes became red with slits in them. Hinata palm started to release a quantity of chakra that was growing in size. As Sasuke created a Chidori, Hinata palms became enveloped in a tiger made from pure chakra, and she dropped in her stance. Mito had a swinging tail behind her, one single tail. Her chains got spikes on them as they tore in the ground, only for Tsunade to jump straight from the Kage's boot as she landed. Alright, that's enough, she said. The group looked towards her confused. I thought you said you want to see what we're capable of, Bachan, said Mito. Yes, and I saw quite enough. There's not many people that can land a hit on Naruto even when he's holding back. But you 3 teamwork is impeccable, and not to mention, you weren't giving it your all. Still, we did not take him down, said Sasuke. Don't be ashamed about that, said Tsunade. Let me let you on a bit of secret. This was just for formality, you know that, right? So that I can see what you were truly made of. Are you saying that there was no chance of us winning? Asked Hinata. Exactly. As the group sweat dropped, Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Don't feel bad about that, said Tsunade. The brat here is even stronger than me. I doubt there's a ninja in this village that is stronger than him. To be quite frank with you guys, even though he has a title of Jonin, he's an unranked ninja. Unranked? Said Sasuke. Yes, you've never gone in his file, so you would not know. But we can't rank him because his strength is not being fully tested. Why not, Sasuke asks. Because there hasn't been anyone the past couple of years to push him to his limits. So, you guys were able to land a full hit on him, and I trust that Naruto was not holding back that much. No, they work well together, said Naruto. And as you can see, they were just starting after all. Sasuke was about to layer the place in genjutsus after genjutsus. As for Hinata, I don't know what those are, but as you can see, she's improving. And not to mention Mito, you're able to use the fox power without losing control. So I would think that they passed Snetty, said Naruto. They sure did, said Snetty. Time skip. The group went to Ichiraku Ramen later that day. As they all eat, as they all catch up, as Mito got her Chunin vest, she was more than enough to become Chunin. A Chunin exam will be happening in the next 4 months, and Snetty believed that by then all 4 of them would be ready to take on the next step of becoming a Jonin. Sasuke was a bit bummed that he never got to push Naruto, but as Snetty said, Naruto was an unranked ninja. Even the 4th Kage had a rank. But Naruto, well, they couldn't really test how strong he was. He was just too strong. Sasuke didn't feel so bad knowing that he managed to hurt one of the strongest person, possibly in the elemental nation. Well, they did not know about that yet. But the happy mood would not last for too long, as news came from the Sun. Sahara, the Kazekage, has been attacked. Mito was shocked when she heard that. She knew that the Akatsuki would be striking very soon, but this quickly. As Naruto noticed that she was panicking, Snetty decided to send her best team that she had right now to eliminate the threat, along with a backup. The backup being Naruto. She had taught Hinata all that she could. Conqueror of the Sand was poisoned, so Hinata will be able to help out there. As they met up with Temari on their way, Temari became a liaison between the village and the Sand. Samui was not here. She had went back to the cloud. She had left right before the news came in of Gara. So Naruto and his group made their way as they arrived toward the Sand. They didn't take too long. Arriving there, they rushed quickly towards the medical bay, where they saw Kankuro. Hinata tied her hair up. As she moved in, Sasuke stood there as he just watched her work. They had spoken since they had talking to Mito, but they still haven't done anything out in public or anything like that. Her father did not know, and considering that Sasuke was a Uchiha, and the Uchihas and the Hyugas being enemies for so long, she knew that it would be a bit of conflict, but she did not care. Her goal was to change the Hyugas anyway, and she was planning on doing that, and there would be nothing that would be stopping her. And she also wanted to be with Sasuke. He wanted the same thing. But for now, they had to pretend like they were nothing but just teammates. She got to work as she removed the poison from Kankuro. As the mythical ninjas of the Sand watched, as she used the water to take out the poison, piece by piece, as they watched in awe, a woman that came in and nearly attacked Kakashi, called him the White Fang, the White Fang being Kakashi's father. But she had merely laughed it off and said that she was mistaken, even though she already knew that the man was dead. As the group stood there and watched out in the hall, as Hinata removed all the trace of poison, and Kankuro finally calmed down. "Is he gonna be okay?" said Temari. Hinata nodded. "He should be fine now. He just needs some rest." Temari breathed a sigh of relief, but she was still worried about her little sister. As Sahara had come so far, after losing to Mito, Sahara had changed for the better, and become the Kazekage of the Sand. As the people stopped seeing her in the light that they used to see her in, when they indeed realized that she had changed, it took a while, and a lot of convincing, but they saw her as the hero that she was, the hero that protected the village. She had laid away the explosives, but it had cost her, and now she was taken by that group. But the thing was, they had no idea where the Akatsuki were. As right now Pakon was out trailing, trying to find a scent and pick up something on the intruders, but they had managed to mix their tracks so they would not be caught. It took a while, but Kankuro finally woke up. "Easy," said Hinata, "you're still hurt." Kankuro blinked several times. "Am I dead? Are you an angel?" he asked. She smiled at that. "Thank you, but no, you're not dead," she said. "You're alive. Don't you remember me?" "Hinata from Konoha. I came to the Chunin exams." "Oh, yeah," said Kankuro. He would blush in this time, but he was too tired and too much in pain to do so. But the girl in front of him was rather stunning. But As he tried to pick himself up, she put the pillows behind him so that he could lean up. Sahara, they took her. We know. But we don't know where they are, said Mito. As Conqueror looked towards her with a gaze, a sorry expression, as Naruto knew that Sahara and his sister were friends after. His sister had defeated her, but something seemed off. Something that he did not know, but he wasn't sure what it was. Did my puppet return? Conqueror asked. Yes, one of the medic in the room said. Go, bring it to me. Now, he said. I know how to find her. As the medic came back, I managed to snatch this, as he had a piece of cloth. This is good, said Kakashi. We can use this, as he summoned Pakon. Pakon. As he summoned the others. I need you and the others to find their scent. As they all sniffed it. Alright, Kakashi. We'll move on, said Pakon, as they vanished. All we can do now is wait, said Kakashi. And that is what the group did. They waited. Mito on the other hand was tapping her foot impatiently, until Naruto sat beside her and placed a hand on her shoulder. We will save her, he said. I know, but I'm just worried. As Naruto noticed how concerned she was. The both of them were Jinchurikis, so they had a special bond that most did not experience. Mito paused. There's something I need to tell you. What is it? Said Naruto. Well, What's wrong? Said Naruto, as she seemed hesitant on telling him something. But before she could Pakon finally returned. I caught the scent, he said. It's heading through the land of wind to the land of waterfalls. There is a cave, that is where the scent ends. Alright, said Mito as she got up. Let's get moving. As the group nodded. Meanwhile, it seems we have trouble, said Zetsu as he emerged from the ground. What is it? The leader asked. We have company, and they're coming fast. Who is it? The leader said. It's him, the Super Saiyan. And there is also the Uchiha from Konoha, the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, and the Hyuga, and Kakashi Hatake. The leader seemed to frown to himself. Kisame, Itachi, I need you two to stall them, as long as possible until we can complete the sealing. It should only be a short amount of time. Well, I was looking forward towards a rematch with the so-called Super Saiyan, said Kisame. Don't mind if I do, he said. Sorcery. As Sorcery nodded, as he had the corpses to perform the jutsu. Time skip, as the group was moving. Hold on, Sahara. I'm coming, said Mito, as she was moving through the trees as fast as possible to get there. As Pakon was leading the group, Naruto was not with them as he had flew off ahead to stop anything from escalating. After all, if a Bichu gets extracted from a Jinchuriki, the host dies. Chiyo was with them as well, as she wanted to help. As the group quickly made their way, as Naruto was forced to stop when a blast of water shot straight towards him in mid-air. He landed on the ground, only to come face to face with none other than Itachi and Kisame. You two. Ah, the famous Super Saiyan, said Kisame. I've been looking forward to meet you again. After all, our last battle ended so abruptly, and I've heard all the revelations that you have done so far. How about we have a little rematch? I'm afraid I don't have time to waste, said Naruto. I'm here to save Sahara. Well then, you're just gonna have to get past me, said Kisame. And even if you... Kisame was cut off, as Naruto was in front of him, its fist caught back. Kisame brought down Samehata as Naruto's fists ripped into the blade and slam an unprecedented amount of force into Kisame. His body was thrown as he crashed through several trees. Itachi, said Naruto as he stood there, looking at the man. Your brother is here, you know that, right? Naruto-kun, you have surely grown, said Itachi. I've heard a lot about you recently. Yeah, we're not here to talk about me, said Naruto. I'm here to stop you and your organization. Well then, said Itachi, by all means, you just have to get past me. You're trying to distract me, aren't you, said Naruto. to buy whatever they're doing sometime. Itachi said nothing, as his eyes started to spin. You know that those genjutsus will work on me, said Naruto. So unless you have something more difficult, well, it's not like I'm gonna let you use it, said Naruto, as he placed both hands out. Itachi had to move as Naruto decimated the air with a massive explosion. Kisame came running back in, as he was behind Naruto within seconds, using the maximum speed that his body could give him, as he brought down the full force of Samihata, only for Naruto to raise his hand and slammed it in the side of the blade. There was a squelching sound as Naruto's hand tore right through Samihata, before he reached up and flipped over Kisame and brought his leg up as Kisame brought both hands above his head as Naruto dropped his heel. The ground under Kisame buckled, his legs snapped under the pressure as his hands were broken, his entire body cratered in the earth as Naruto buried him, before he grabbed him and twisted and threw him in mid-air. Naruto then placed his hand out as a disc started to form. He then spin. Take this, Destructo this, as he threw it. Kisame's eyes went wide as he was severed in half, as the two halves dropped to the ground. Itachi reappeared, a distance away from Naruto. You're not gonna stop me. You're right. You should go, said Itachi. You're just gonna let me go like that, without fighting? I'm not here for you. You're here to see Sasuke, aren't you? I would love to know what exactly is in mind of yours, Itachi, but I promised my sister I would help her save her friend, so I don't have time to waste. But the others will be here soon. I am sure that he can handle you because you're not even the real Itachi, said Naruto, as he glanced towards the corpse that was not Kisame before he moved off. Very smart, Naruto-kun, Itachi said, as he watched as Naruto was gone. He stood there waiting for the other group to arrive as Naruto flew. He took through the skies at an insane rate before he arrived towards the massive dome construction. As it was out in the open, it wasn't really a cave. He landed down. There was a paper seal on it. He couldn't just blow it to oblivion because he could sense there were people inside. But the seal on it, he would just forcefully open it. He flashed forward and smashed his fist into it. It cracked, but then it reappeared instantly. As Naruto glanced toward the seal, he moved towards it and ripped it off. But it just reappeared as the one in his hand broke away. Damn it, he was not good with these kind of things, as he ripped it off once again. But it just reappeared. Naruto dropped back towards the ground. He's gonna open it one way or another, as he started to flare his power before his hair started to turn bright golden. His eyes switched to green as he released a primal yell. As he became a Super Saiyan, he could not just blow everything to oblivion because the people inside, not to mention Sahara, was inside there. But he had to forcefully open this wall. And he was sure in this form that seal could not stop him. It could not reappear fast enough that he can destroy it, as he started to fill his hands with ki as he stepped forward. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. But I'm all for now. See you guys soon. Peace.